they're going to go and shut these plants down. Now we say, Obama, Geithner, all of you,
Summers,
Bernanke, Summers, thank you. We don't want you to turn that money over to General Motors and Chrysler. We want you to turn that money over to the union and the workers, and we will run those plants. We will hire all the engineers and the managers that you just fired. We will hire all the experts that know how to run the auto industry, and we will rehire them, and they will work for us, and we will create the public transportation that you all say you need. This is not out of the question. This is not out of the question. They should turn the money back to where it came from, to the workers and to the union. And don't say we don't know how to run those factories, because who knows how to run those factories but us? But also, we don't want you just to give it to keep these factories open. It's time to reopen those other plants that have been shut down and that are perfectly good factories. They're perfectly good. They serve a social purpose. They could do wonders. As was it Diane Feely? Do I have your name right? What a wonderful talk you gave. High-speed rail, subway cars, buses, railroad cars, everything that we need, turbines, so on. Those propellers that run the windmills and so on. All of those perfectly good factories that were built by the workers can be used for social benefits. And we need...
The value of the car. You know you're going to get that money away. Appreciate the value of the car. Pay less for it.
Pay less. Okay, here's the brother that says. Okay, that brings me to my point. One of them. As long as we accept the idea that these cars and mass transportation and whatever has to be distributed only through the process of somebody making a profit, we have to tear that up. We have to tear that up. Because if we are trapped in that, if we get trapped, that's a trap. There's no way out. There is absolutely no way out for a labor negotiator in negotiations. He could be the most, she could be the most militant labor negotiator. He could be, or she could be, a wonderful trade unionist who fights for the workers all their life. But if you get in a room and you accept the premise that the only way to run this company is if the stockholders and the bondholders and the owners make a profit off of it, you're stuck. There's no way out. You've got to make concessions. If they can prove that they're not going to make a profit, and maybe they won't, so what? So goddamn what? Get that money from Washington, give it to the union and the community, and let them work together to open those plants and run them for the people. The big issue is, how are we going to do it? That's a good idea. It's got to be done. How are we going to do it? There's a million ways to skin a cat, but there's only one way to get the capitalist class to back up, and that's with a struggle.
That's right.
A struggle. Now you've got this union, the UAW, which hasn't been looking good in the last 30 years because of the concessions. They've been battered and battered and battered. Now when I said they hold a gun to your head, they don't hold a gun to the head of 170,000 auto workers. They hold a gun to the head of a handful of leaders.
Right.
That can't be anymore. We cannot just let a handful of leaders sit in a room with a bunch of monsters and be intimidated. The workers have to decide these issues. The rank and file has to decide these questions. There's no other way out of this. And we're not going to give up our union. We want to take it back. You got to take it back for the ranks. All these locals that have fought the bosses all these years to protect what was won in the struggle of the 1930s. We don't want to just say, okay, it's over, like somebody said, Larry. No, no, it's been looking bad, but it's not over. We're still in the plants. We still have our unions. We still have our alliances with the community. We can find ways. If it means when they come to shut that plant down, we say no. When they come to shut the plant down, we say no. Send us money. We'll run this plant. Don't you dare take that machinery out. Don't you dare move that equipment. We made the money that bought this equipment. We operated this equipment. Like Martha said, this belongs to us. This belongs to us. Our jobs are our rights. We have created all this, and you just can't walk in here and take it from us. We're still here. We're still in those 14 plants that GM wants to shut down. We're still in those 8 plants that Chrysler wants to shut down. They gotta get us out of there before they can shut it down. And also, we can run it. We've got to go to Washington and go up there with 1 million workers and go into the Capitol and do some lobbying. Do some mass lobbying and tell them we want our money back. That's a political struggle to get the money and a direct struggle to keep them from taking those plants from us. Power to the workers, power to the community, power to the Community Worker Alliance. Keep the plants open.